Hi everyone, it's Miss Amy again, and today's video we are not doing a story. This is another doing stuff, making stuff with things you have at home. So today we're going to make a DIY lava lamp, which is just kind of a funny, goofy little project. So what we're going to need is a bottle of water, some oil, some food coloring, a funnel, and some Alka Seltzer tabs. So now we're going to do this in the quickest, most efficient way to do this experiment, because Miss Amy does not have video editing software and you don't want to watch oil and water settle for 30 minutes. So first thing we're going to do with our bottled water, can you see it's only half full. So if you have a full bottle of water, drink some water. If you're putting water in, just make sure that it's about half full. So, and next we're going to take your food coloring and we're gonna put some in the water just to make it whatever color. So that's a nice pretty blue. Now we're done with the food coloring. All right. The next step is kind of messy and kind of gross, so make sure you have a grown-up to help you with it. But we're going to take the funnel, put the funnel in the water, and we're going to put oil in here, but only to about right there. So you don't want to fill it all the way up. No, not all the way up. We want about half water, half oil, about equal parts. So here we go. This is much easier when I can see it. So right about there. So, and then go ahead and close that up. And we're going to put that off to the side. So now, can you see? I don't know how easy it is for you to see, but does the water and the oil, is that doing a good job of mixing all together? No, they're kind of staying apart. And even though, I don't know if you can see, but there are some water bubbles here. And if we waited and gave it enough time, the bubbles, they would settle back down, and we would have two lines of where there's oil and where there's water. So, and the reason why oil and water have two different densities, the densities based off of like how their molecule structure, which is way more intense than what we're getting into. But if you ever notice, oil and water, they're just, density is kind of like weight, not really, but sort of. So water is heavier, water is more dense, so it will go to the bottom. And oil has a lighter structure, so it will go to the top. And if we give it enough time, if I shook this bottle up right now, shake, and then put it down and waited, once the oil and the water settled again, they would settle into two different layers. And like I said, that's just really about their density and their molecular structure. So now we need Alka Seltzer tabs. So grab your Alka Seltzer tab. Now, an Alka Seltzer tab is made of 3 ingredients. It has aspirin in there, and that doesn't matter at all for this experiment, but it's just good to know what's in there. citric acid, and baking soda. So we're going to break this tablet up and we're going to drop 2 pieces in here. Now, if you've ever used Alka Seltzer, you know that if you put it in water, it will start to fizz. Now, what happens is the citric acid and the baking soda are reacting to the water, and that is where the fizz comes from, and it is releasing a gas. I want you guys to think about that while I drop these Alka Seltzer tabs in here and see if anything happens as it goes through the oil, and then what happens when it gets to the water. Are you ready? Here we go. Can you see how it's just bubbling? The water is bubbling up through the oil, and the oil, because oil and water don't mix, it's what's keeping those colored bubbles of water kind of all together. In one spot. Now, the more Alka Seltzer tabs you put in there, the more it'll fizzle and the more it'll go. And this will keep for a couple days. And honestly, if you just let it settle back down, let it separate, so you can see both the oil level, the oil section and the water section, and they're 2 different sections, you can just kind of keep going. But that is just a funny thing. And you do want to leave the cap, where are we at? You do want to leave the cap off of your water bottle because the gas needs somewhere to go. So right now you can't see it, but all of the gas that is fluttering up is going out. If you want to put your cap on there after you put an Alka Seltzer tab in there, go outside because it's going to get messy because it'll go everywhere. So I don't recommend it. It's not a good idea. Leave the cap off. And, but that's just kind of a fun, weird, goofy little science project. And like I said, you can just keep putting in more Alka Seltzer tabs and it will continue to make those water bubbles move and dance through the oil. Or you can also just sit and wait and watch the oil and watch the water bubbles drop back down through the oil back to the water. So now if you have more time, what you could do is you could put the oil in first and then put the water on top and then watch as they trade places, as the oil moves to the top and the water sinks to the bottom. Or another variation would be put your water and your oil in first and then drop your food coloring drops into the oil and watch them sink all the way down to the water. So those are 2 other just slight variations on how to do this project. So I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed it. And ooh, I'm going to have to put it away before I spill it. So let us know what you think. And I hope everybody's doing all right. Bye, guys.